When I can purchase replacement for Emerson fan light controller switch SWQ-SRR that works with SWQ-MOD receiver. I am in Arnold, California. Thank you. Grace. What is replacement for the SWQ-SRR fan controller switch or workaround? I have already contacted Emerson Electric Company. They do not have replacement for this switch. I provided you with my cell phone number, but my ATT cell phone is not operational in Arnold CT, so you will not be able to send me any text messages. You may contact me at ###. Thank you. I am in Arnold, California.
Hello and welcome to Just Answer. My name is and I will be happy to assist you with your electrical question. 1. I am also unable to locate an exact replacement switch as well. All of the forums mention that the Emerson switch is manufactured, retired, and no longer sold. 2. Is the switch a dual hardwired wall switch or is the fan a remote control type?
Thank you, Kevin, for taking care of this issue. It is wall switch, single pole installation. It works with ceiling fan receiver. This is rocker type switch, quiet air wall switch. When switch is in on position, the light is controlled by tapping or depressing the top portion of the rocker switch. The fan is controlling by tapping or depressing a bottom portion of the rocker switch. The controller switch was made by Emerson Electric, but fan light unit is Casablanca Company fan. I have contacted both companies. Casablanca's customer service asked me to contact Emerson, but they do not have a replacement. This controller has 2 electric wires, yellow and black. The wall box, as per owner's manual, has 3 wires, black connect to hot wire, 120 vac source, yellow connects to load wire, and there is a ground wire. The fan light unit and receiver are operational, just switch is broken. We uninstalled switch and connected wires directly to check if fan is operational. Let me know if you need any more information. I am attaching pictures of the switch and fan. Thank you. Grace.
Thanks for the pics and the reply, Grace. 1. Please confirm, does the existing switch control both the fan speeds and the fan light kit?
It controls both fan and lights. I have already explained it. I stated that this is fan light controller switch. Also, I explained how it used to work. The light was controlled by tapping or depressing the top portion of the rocker switch. The fan was controlling by tapping or depressing a bottom portion of the rocker switch. Have a nice weekend. Grace.
Thanks for the confirmation, Grace. 1. The Emerson switch is a proprietary type switch where it utilizes only one switched loop wire that extends from the switch up to the ceiling fan. There are various other fan controller switches readily available, but those types all require 2 separate wires from the switch to the ceiling fan box. If the wall switch box contains a spare insulated wire other than a green insulated wire and extends to the fan box, or if the switch to the fan box was wired with metal conduit, then a replacement fan controller switch can be installed. 2. The only other option would be to install a remote receiver module under the ceiling canopy cover and use a remote control to control the fan speeds and the light kit, and then a wall switch would not be required. Not sure if the remote is a viable option for you since the fan looks like it is mounted very high in the ceiling. Not sure how accessible it would be to reach the ceiling fan box.
Kevin, I am sending you installation diagrams as per owner's manual. I hope it will help you to determine the correct replacement switch. In the wall box there are 2 black wires. If these 2 wires are sufficient, please provide me with the replacement switch details, brand, name, model number. Thank you. Grace.
Thank you for the instruction sheet, Grace. 1. Unfortunately, the 2 existing house wires that were originally spliced to the original switch are insufficient since the wall box is lacking one more wire that extends to the ceiling. Reason being is that the fan consists of 2 loads. The fan motor and the fan light. The Emerson switch was proprietary and only required 1 wire to control both of the loads and 1 wire for the circuit feed, total of 2 wires. Regular fan controllers require 3 wires. 1 wire for the circuit feed, 2nd wire to control the fan speeds and the 3rd wire to control the light. 2. Thus the reason I was asking if the switch box was wired using conduit or if you would be receptive to a remote control application. Grace, shown in the picture below is a diagram that I created. If wanting to use a fan controller switch, you will need something similar to this. Notice on this diagram that 3 wires are required in the wall switch box. Your existing wiring only has 2 black wires, thus the 3rd wire is missing and was not required on the Emerson switch model. The original Emerson switch was proprietary and did not require the 3rd wire. Since the Emerson is no longer available, you either need to add the 3rd missing wire or install a remote-controlled version. If you have any additional questions, just let me know and I'll be glad to answer them for you. Otherwise, don't forget to rate me before you log off. Thanks. Kevin.
Kevin, when we connected black wires directly, fan and lights are operational. Also, I found on the internet that someone used Lutron 3-way fan control DVF-SQF in place of Emerson SWQ-SRR controller that works with SWQ-MOD receiver. We do not need to have 3 speeds, just 1 will be sufficient. Let me know if there is any workaround. Thank you. Grace.
The Lutron switch will work, but will simultaneously control both the fan and the light kit and override the pull chains. You would have to use the individual pull chains to control the fan and light separately.
There is only 1 pull chain, very short. It is difficult to reach it, so we do not use it. Assuming that Lutron switch will has 4 wires, black live, red lights, yellow fan, blue, ground. There are 2 options to connect, 1 black switch to black wall box, yellow switch to black wall box, cap red wire. 2 black switch to black wall box, yellow and red wires to black wall box. In both cases lights should work, but with the second option we will get better fan/lights controlling because 2 sliders will be used. The tapping on the old switch will be replacing by moving the sliders. All that are my assumptions, and I understand that we might not get all light/fan settings that we had with the old controller. Please let me know if my assumptions are correct and if there is any safety issue with connection number 2. Thank you. Grace.
1. The Lutron switch is a single pole switch but can also be used as a 3-way switch. Your application is only a single pole type. Therefore only 2 wires are used on the Lutron.E. 1 hot feed into the switch and 1 switch loop wire extending from the switch to the ceiling box. This switch is very similar to my previous diagram but only 1 switch. In order to use this switch to control the fan and lights, You would require 2 Lutron switches and install an additional wire from the switch box to the fan box. Your switch box extending to the ceiling box does not contain the sufficient quantity of wires to accomplish your application. It is lacking 1 wire. An additional wire is needed and is not worth the project in my opinion. A remote is a better solution. 2. A remote-controlled application is recommended and will be much easier and more cost-effective. You can purchase a remote receiver and transmitter for around $35 or so and rewire the switch box and the fan ceiling canopy cover. Then the remote would provide 3 speeds to the fan motor and also able to control and or dim the lights.
Kevin, we purchased today a Lutron switch that we can return. It works but not perfect. One more option besides of a remote controlling is to install Lutron Maestro fan light combination control that requires installation a new canopy receiver and a new switch, but there is no need for an additional wire. Before going this path, we attempted to fix existing switch. The plastic plate that works with 3 metal flat springs, mechanism for fan speed and light dim control, was broken. My husband fixed it and our fan is operational again. I know that it was not easy issue to resolve. Thank you for your assistance. Grace.
No problem, Grace, glad to assist. Good job on your husband's behalf on fixing the switch. Thank you for the positive service rating. Much appreciated. If you have any other questions, just let me know. Take care and have a great evening. Thanks again. Kevin.
If you have a home improvement or appliance question and want to chat with an expert now, visit justanswer.com/YTHI.